Good morning, Eagle Nation. I'm JT Graham, and you're watching a special homecoming edition of Eagle Nation News. Today, we'll take a look at Trick or Treat so kids can eat and tell you how you can get involved. We'll also look at last Friday's Wiley's road trip for volleyball and football. And Austin Garcia sits down with Eagle Nation News alumnus Elise Parker, who joins us to celebrate homecoming this week. Eagle Nation News starts right now. Welcome to today's homecoming special edition of Eagle Nation News. Before we get started, let's head over to today's announcements.
Thanks, JT. I'm Brennan Bell, and if you ordered homecoming mums, they will be ready for pickup today after school in the theater room 1165. Students with early release will be able to pick up their mums as early as 2 o'clock. And speaking of homecoming, if you plan on bringing a date not from PHS to the homecoming dance, you must have a form filled out and turned into the front office by tomorrow. Dates must be under 21 years of age. If you want to mark these memories of homecoming, yearbooks are now available for purchase. The current price is $65 until Friday, October the 31st. The price will go up to $75 at that time. The Math Honor Society Mu Alpha Theta will be meeting tomorrow morning at 7:55 in Miss Wood's room, 1132. Any new students interested in joining are still welcome to attend. Ms. Hollingshed is having a Business Professionals of America informational meeting in room 1247 tomorrow after school at 3:45. That's all the announcements I have for today. Back to you.
As the fall comes to an end and we head into the holiday season, many of us start counting down the days until Christmas. From shopping, making candy, and decking the halls, it can be a busy time. But more importantly, we start thinking about giving back. For the second year in a row, Prosper's theater program is doing just that with the annual Trick or Treat So Kids Can Eat food drive. Here with more on the story is ENN's Nick Van Duren.
Although many may not realize it, 9.3% of Prosper residents live below the poverty line. This week, we sat down with Mr. Stevens to discuss Trick or Treat So Kids Can Eat, a food drive sponsored by ITS, and how poverty and homelessness affect our community.
We had a whole truckload of food, and it filled up my whole pickup truck. And when we went to go donate it, it was pouring down rain, and there was a line around the block for food.
1 in 7 people in America relies on food banks solely for their food.
Even though we live in this great, wonderful community of rich gang, we're not all rich gang.
Mr. Stevens knows exactly how hard it is to go through the holidays without food to spare.
Thanksgiving, I didn't realize was about turkey and dressing and stuff like that, because we always went to like a local shelter and we ate food there. And I remember the first Thanksgiving that I can actually legitimately remember not going there, I had SpaghettiOs.
Many people see food drives and charities and don't understand how one piece of food could really make a difference.
Started hanging out with real friends and went over to their house and realized you could just go to the fridge and open it up and hey, there's a sandwich and cheese and not just peanut butter and tortillas.
Prosper may be an affluent town, but there are always people who need help.
I mean, there's a lot of people in need here. So yeah, I feel responsible. I feel like we need to give more back.
Every year, millions of people starve during the holiday season. For many, a can may not make much of a difference, but for some, it can make all of the difference in the world. Trick or Treat So Kids Can Eat is a great way to give back to our community.
For more information regarding Trick or Treat So Kids Can Eat, contact Mr. Stevens in the theater room.
This year we said we got to do it better. We can't just kind of do it. We got to do it for real.
For Eagle Nation News, I'm Nick Van Duren.
We are well beyond the midpoint of the season, with volleyball standing strong and football fighting for a spot in the playoffs. Let's kick it over to Taylor Moore with sports.
Last Friday night, our Eagles traveled once again to Wiley in hopes of gaining a win. Some were successful and some were not. Here's more on the Eagles' battle against the Pirates.
The Eagles came to Wiley Stadium for the second time in 2 weeks, looking to salvage our playoff hopes and hand the Pirates their first loss on their homecoming night. Both attempts were unsuccessful. The Eagles were once again unable to slow down the dual-threat quarterback, which has been pretty much the story of the Eagles season. Carson Cook put up monster yards through the air as well as on the ground. The Eagles' defense slowed them down towards the end, but proved to be little too late since the offense kept shooting themselves in the foot, whether it be penalties, turnovers, or turnovers on downs. Once again, our Eagles fell to a school from Wiley, but this time it was the Pirates. The score was 44-8. The Eagles look to gain their footing next week as they take on a Lovejoy team that just beat Wiley East on our very own homecoming game. Despite our football team unable to pull off a win, our volleyball team was sure to add another W in the win column. The girls were off to a slow start the first 2 games, allowing the score to get close. Despite pulling off the win in Game 1, 25-22, our girls would drop Game 2 to the Pirates, 20-25. It was a match full of strong defense by our Eagles, Kayla Watkins holding our defense strong with 23 digs, and Reagan Jones with an impressive 19 digs. Abby Jamison once again led the offense with 20 kills, and Ashley Brown, both offensively and defensively, leading with 47 assists, 11 digs, and 5 kills. The girls would shut down Wiley Game 3 and 4, giving them no hope. The Eagles would win Game 3, 25-19, and Game 4, 25-16. Our girls are now 10-1 in district.
Make sure you come out and support our Lady Eagle volleyball team tonight as they celebrate senior night and take on the Sherman Bearcats. Back to you, JT.
A year ago, a bright-eyed girl with a lot of ambition came roaring into our studio with hopes to create a new kind of sports broadcasting in our school. Her efforts were astonishing, and she won a talent award for Broadcaster of the Year. Austin Garcia has more.
I'm here with Elise Parker, freshman in college, who last year changed the landscape of Eagle Nation News Sports. Elise, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be back.
So, first off, what college do you go to?
I go to the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville.
You mean Fayetteville?
Fayetteville, you're right. Fayetteville.
Okay, so how's that going? How's college?
It's good. It's hard. You know, everybody says that college is like really hard, but like they mean it. Mm-hmm. And I miss everyone back home. And it's like you have so much. Like you're just so busy with classes, and like you have to study. Like they say, it's like 3.5 hours for like every class that you go to, but I definitely don't do that much. And then like I'm super busy with my sorority and stuff, so I only really have like extra time to like sleep. And
I heard a couple nightmares about rushing. So
Rush was the most emotional like time of my life because like you rethink like who you are because people like cut you and you think you had good conversations, and then it just makes you think like, oh, do people really not like me? It's probably true, but I ended up where I'm supposed to be. So
all the nightmares are true?
They are, yeah, for sure, definitely.
So if you had to name a couple things that you miss most about high school, what would they be?
Definitely miss my family. I miss home-cooked meals because dining halls are terrible and you eat the same thing every day and it's just bad. I definitely miss Eagle Nation News. I wish I could have gotten to work with y'all because y'all are having a good time, I can tell.
So do you have any tips for us for Eagle Nation News?
No, y'all are doing awesome. I love y'all's pregame show. I think that's awesome. I'm really jealous that I didn't get to do that. But no, y'all are doing great.
Well, you created some pretty big shoes to fill. I mean, last year you changed sports completely. Like,
I tried.
That's given us the model, and I just want to thank you for that.
So, you're so welcome.
Like, going into last year, like, what was your mindset?
Last year was hard because it was just kind of like, Kennedy was like, here, take it and run with it. And I was like, oh, okay. And I did it all by myself. Like I only had like one other person, so it was definitely a lot of like stress that I went through, and it was like a full-time job. And so, but I mean, it was definitely worth it. Like I used a lot of like the skills I learned and like build like relieving my stress and stuff that I still used in college. So it's like makes all sense.
Are you doing broadcast in college?
I'm majoring in that right now, but it's really competitive. There's so many like girls who want to be Erin Andrews just like I do. So I think I might just play it safe and major in public relations with like a minor in sports marketing, so I can probably do like something with like the Rangers or the Mavs or something like that.
So what careers come with public relations? Like what do you want to do out of college?
I want to do something like organizing like events or something, but I want to do it for like the Rangers or the Mavs or the Stars, like somewhere in Dallas, the bigger team, so I can like try to make an impact there too.
So you want to sign off for old time's sake?
I will. I'm Elise Parker, and the point after is good. Back to you, JT.
That's it for our show today. Hope you're having a fantastic homecoming week. Tomorrow's Tacky Tourist Day. Join us out on the parade route tomorrow afternoon for another special edition of Eagle Nation News. I'm JT Graham. Live long and prosper.